What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Los Wise Guys podcast. I am one of your hosts, Eslam, aka Ra, God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan, Papa Sunkiller, and Danny, aka Lord Disco. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below, and don't forget to check out all our other awesome content. All right, let's jump into what you've been playing this week. So, who wants to go first?
I can go.
All right.
First off, I want to say I've been playing some stuff on Game Pass. The Pedestrian was just recently put on Game Pass. It's like a platformer, like puzzle solving game.
Okay.
Really, really good. You're basically the stick figure, and like from stick figure signs, and you have to get through these signs, and you have to solve these different puzzles, and then you walk through on into another sign, and you go around.
We
the map.
saw that last year, right? Or
I want to say we saw it at one of the conferences.
Yeah. I remember that specifically. Yeah.
And not only have I been playing it on Game Pass, I decided I want to play this on PC Game Pass.
Right.
So I've purposely been playing it on the computer, just to see what it's like. I'm still not used to playing stuff on PC. I definitely prefer stuff on console, but overall it's not bad. It's still a pretty good game. Also, went back, played some Spider-Man Miles Morales, the PS4 version, and I got a platinum. And I did that on Twitch. And I was seen doing that on Twitch, wasn't I? Getting that platinum in front of the world.
Are you looking at me?
I'm proud of you. Look at
Wasn't
you.
I? Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I didn't know that you can go back on PS4 and get a platinum.
Yep, 2 platinums for the same game. 2 for 1, they call it.
That's fine.
2 for 1.
You got mayo.
Look at you
No, I
working
don't.
the system.
Yep.
So I get that fucking list out. I'm looking for that list right now, though, platinums that are coming my way.
So I'm out of everyone here, I don't have the most platinums, because I get platinums that are worth getting. But that is my 21st platinum. So there's that.
How many do I have?
I never paid attention.
Yeah, you see, but he knows he doesn't have more than me, though, right? That's okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, you always kept track of my platinums, sir. You have a problem.
It's all right. I don't have to worry about keeping track of them because I'm about to beat him. So you want to talk about platinums? Is it my turn? It's my turn to start talking here.
Sure.
can go.
And if you guys don't recognize that voice,
I was not going to introduce him.
that is the one and only Rudy. I forgot his nickname.
Oh, Seafood
what was
McGrumbles.
Grumbles.
Change Seafood
No.
McGrumbles.
I was thinking about like the first name, but like the first nickname we gave him. Was it the antagonist or
The antagonist.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That was it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Damn.
because you were the anti-socialist. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
right. The antagonist, aka Seafood McGrumbles, Rudy. All
I'm
right.
not gonna
Go
lie.
ahead,
I
Rudy.
really love that the Seafood McGrumbles one.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So right now I'm just playing what? I put the seafood. Y'all called me McGrumbles because I had shit like 16 times. That's a story for another time. So it wasn't. I think I still suffer from that day.
That poor butthole.
I remember just hearing the porcelain shaking. It was intense.
Oh yeah.
He's saying a prayer in the bathroom. All he hears is like, "Our Father."
No, it was more like Jesus Christ, help, Lord.
Mother
The
Mary.
best part is still when he walks out of the bathroom, comes up to me, he's like, "Here, hold my phone," and goes back into the bathroom. For some reason, he couldn't have his phone in there.
No,
That's how intense it was.
I gave you my phone because I was looking for certain comics, and I was like, "Yo, find what's
Mind
on."
you, we were at the comic shop.
Yeah.
He's just taking the world's and most intense shit at the comic shop.
And the reason
Oh,
why he was
man.
taking the most intense shit, Disco, I don't know if you still remember the super combo platter from Tropicana.
Tropicana?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
So
Yeah.
we took Rudy
Throwback.
out to the Tropicana. We got super combo platters. I remember we told him, "Hey, it's a lot. You don't have to do it. It's your first time here. See what we get so that next time you come here, you don't have to do it." He's like, "I'm not a bitch." We're like, "We're not calling you a bitch. We're just saying it's a lot of food. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Just save it for next time." And he got it, and that's what happened.
That dish came with a warning.
In my defense, I hadn't taken a shit in like 3 days, and then that pushed it all out. That's what happened that day.
Dang. It happens.
Yeah. So what about platinum?
I went back I went back and had it after that. Oh, so
You got a few shits, few platinums. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. No. So right now, all I'm playing is Halo. Counting down the days till to Horizon, the Forbidden West comes out, which will be in a couple weeks. As soon as that comes out, I'm just gonna neglect my girlfriend like always. So platinums, I was like, I'm killing that itch. The fuck is that? Oh, that's a platinum. I'm sorry, guys. I feel that itch every once in a while to just go out there and just get a whole bunch of easy platinums, right? So I look up what's the easiest platinums that are out there. So I found a list. Astro's Playroom is number one.
Nice.
Already took care of that.
That's a good platinum.
It is.
That's a good
It
platinum.
is. And it tells you all the time, right? Number 2 is Christmas Run. It looks like all you are is Santa Claus and you just run. That's all you do. Says time required 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get that platinum. That's number 1.
How much does it cost?
Don't worry about that. Finger Fitness.
See, that's the issue. That's the issue right there.
I don't know. I don't know how much it
You're
costs.
spending money on this.
You know what? It makes me happy. It makes me happy. You gonna ruin my happiness? I know you.
Go ahead, pay for your platinums.
You have to pay for the
Wait,
games
how long
you play.
is this list?
It's only a couple. I just want to name a couple of them. So
Okay.
you got Christmas Run where you're just Santa Claus. You have Finger Fitness, which is just like My Name is Mayo. Nowhere Girl. I hope that's a game. The Pig D. That sounds wrong. That sounds wrong.
That sounds X-rated.
Yeah, that's just
Some bestiality.
that's just a couple. That's just a couple.
It's just episode 1 of Black Mirror.
He just said another one that sounded bad. What was it? Finger blasting? What the hell did you say it was? That sounded horrible.
It was called Finger Fitness. Finger Fitness.
Finger blasting.
Finger
That's a whole different. Goddamn.
Finger Blasting and Pig D. One hell of a platinum. Don't ask me what I got to do
shit.
to get them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But that's the thing, though.
Uh,
I'm just playing Halo, waiting for Forbidden West, and
Nice.
I mean, I've been doing so good on not spoiling that game for myself. Like a lot of people are really like focusing on. I think reviews are already coming out from like different sources and whatnot, and so
Well, leaks are out,
yeah, exactly. And I'm doing everything possible not to see it. I'll be. I'm debating on if I want to get the collector's edition because I really like that elephant they got goes with it, but it's like $100, and there's no reason.
Well, you got it for the original, right?
Yeah. I got Aloy with the bow
You
and
got
arrow.
the statue thing.
Yeah, she's at my job.
Nice. Disco, what you been playing this week?
I've been playing Witcher. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be my last week on it.
Okay.
I'm about to finish it. I did get stuck this week fighting a fire elemental. For the most part, I've had ease fighting everybody, but this week I could not beat this fire elemental for the life of me, yo. It was crazy. He just kept blasting me with like magma and fire, and I could
it's
not
finger
like.
blast.
He was finger blasting me all day, and I was like, nothing I was doing was working. I was like running around him, dancing, and he'd just be like, "Ugh, I'm mad at you, finger blast." And I'm on fire, and I can't like shut myself off. And finally, I had to use like a combination of powers between like shields and blast, and it was a difficult fight, but now that I beat that, it's smooth sailing again. I feel like I have like 4 more missions left, so I'm almost at the end of the game, and
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. It is an epic game. It's awesome, but I'm kind of tired of it. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been playing for
You've been playing for a minute.
Yeah.
So I've definitely clocked in at least a good amount of hours.
Yeah.
So
It's a long game.
I'm happy with that one. And there's still so much more like secondary missions I haven't done. I kind of just like, because I got tired of it, just jumped onto the main quest to just knock it out.
Yeah.
And I'll go back for the side quest. So yeah, man, Witcher 3 is a fucking long ass game.
Yeah, it is.
That was me this week.
Oh, cool. All right, so first, before I tell you guys about Mass Effect, I almost got a PS5 today.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so I got I've been following this Twitter page that notifies you when restocks. The last couple of times the restocks were happening, they were in person at GameStop, so I was just like, I'm not going in person. This time it was Best Buy, which is primarily where I want to buy it.
Okay.
And it was like, cool. I went online, I clicked buy. It's like, you're in line. I was like, cool, I'll just wait. Unfortunately, it sold out before it was my turn to be able to purchase, but I was close. And I've been seeing that the restocks have been more frequent in like shorter durations of time between them. And I've been reading articles. It's just like saying the same thing. It's just like the restocks have been more frequent. So I think the drought is going to be ending soon, and it's going to become a little bit easier. Not 100% easier, but a little bit easier to get a PS5. So I think I'll be able to get one in the next couple of months. Here's hoping. But that's besides
It
the
all
point.
comes down to trying. I don't know how easy it's going to be. This is going to be an issue for a while.
No,
But,
I think it will be an issue, but I think it's getting easier because the restocks.
It's definitely getting easier.
The restocks have been more frequent, like I said. But yeah, this was the first time I was actually able to go into a site and add it to the cart, and then just wait. So soon. I still think I'll be able to get it by sometime this year. So we'll see what happens. Mass Effect 3.
I wish you luck, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Mass Effect 3. I have finished the game. I have finished the game.
I'm proud of you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit upset, but okay.
Why?
I'll explain. Just say what you gotta say.
No, I want to know why.
I came up with this idea when I was just like, you should finish it on Twitch, and we should figure out how to get you on Twitch.
Oh,
and I'll be
okay.
your co-guy, and I'll talk to you while you're playing the game, and shut up
Okay.
during the cutscene and stuff. That way you could make.
You
content
could
out of it.
That actually sounds really fun.
No,
That's
yeah,
a really
you should have
fun
mentioned
idea.
that via text, so I could.
Yeah,
not
but I
beat
didn't.
it.
When I saw you should, because you put up the thing in the group chat.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, Eslam plays games extremely slow.
Yeah.
I have maybe another 2 to 3 weeks on this.
Yeah, you
I'll
were
talk
wrong.
to him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And you decided to be fast. I've only been telling you to play Mass Effect for years.
Well, no, I wanted to because I was like, all right, I got it. Now, Mass Effect 3 is not as long as Witcher 3, but I got to the point where like, okay, I kind of want to just like end this so I can move on to the next game. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you think? What decision do you think I chose for the ending? Also, I do not know why this ending is so fucking hated or so like
I get it. You know, I see where people are coming
What's the
from.
word like fuck, I can't.
I don't know, but people are just pissed about it. Like, they can't
Yeah.
stand the damn thing.
Yeah, controversial. There you go. That's the word I was
Controversial,
looking
thank
for.
you.
Yes, why is this ending so controversial? I think it makes the most sense. Well, technically there's 4 endings, but yes, it depends on the choice you make. But I think, like, what were people expecting the ending to be? For Shepard to, like, spoilers, for Shepard to survive and live happily ever after?
I'm sorry, so just want to ask a question. So your Shepherd didn't survive?
No, he did not.
Interesting.
Yours did?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess he can survive at some point, but yeah, no, mine didn't survive.
He's gonna be reincarnated.
It's
Don't worry
very
about it.
unlikely, but if you do things correctly, you can pull it off.
Oh, very nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My next run.
Can't wait to hear about it in the next 30 years.
Yeah. But so, which choice do you guys think I made?
I think that you might have tried to shoot the little boy, and then he's like, screw this, and then he just shuts down the whole thing. Did you get that ending?
Me?
That's the quote unquote secret ending. Yes.
No, I did not try to shoot the boy. That was stupid.
Okay,
Why
'cause
would I
if you
shoot
tried-
a hologram? No, I know. I saw that
Yeah.
later on when I looked
Okay,
at the other
okay.
endings online because I
Okay.
was like, let me see what these other choices would have done.
Yeah.
Because I was curious. And I saw that ending. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you?
Because the way you've been playing this game the whole time, I wouldn't have been surprised if you did try to do that.
Yeah, shoot him, kill him. You know,
Yeah.
do it right. But no, that is not the choice that I made.
Okay.
Anybody else care to guess?
Man,
Have you guys seen the ending of Mass Effect 3?
I haven't. I mean, all I'm look. You don't kill the boy. Did you touch the boy? Did you get on a boat? I don't know what happens.
No.
Did you
no.
get on a boat?
No, I didn't. No.
Deity, do you know the Mass
You
Effect
want
3?
you want me?
I don't.
You want me to make
I don't
up my own
remember.
ending? I can make up an
All right.
ending. I can tell you
So-
how it ends.
So actually, Dan, I'm curious to know what ending did you choose?
The Renegade ending, the shooting of the thing, and it blows up, and you kill all the Reapers, but you also kill all sentient life.
All sentient life?
I'm sorry, not
Synthetic.
sentient life. Synthetic life. That's
Okay.
very different.
It's like, damn.
Yeah,
So
I
you
was
killed
like,
everybody.
Jesus. The galaxy died.
Just murdered everything.
Yeah.
No one lives. Boom.
So that's what you chose?
That is my preferred ending.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a reason behind it, Eslam.
Yeah, so let me hear it. I'm curious.
You want to hear the ending? You want to hear my reasoning?
Yeah.
All right, so just to make it fairly quick, that ending represents killing the Reapers. The Reapers are bad. You got to kill them. The other two did not involve killing them. Your objective was to kill them.
Okay.
That's the only way you could complete your objective.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
But so how does Shepard survive then?
So there's the big explosion. Everything happens. Basically, what happens is you see like there's gravel and remnants and stuff all over. I'm assuming Earth. It could be some other planet because space.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it was Earth. And then you just see like the N7, and you see Shepard's like body laying there, and then you kind of just like hear a, and then it like cuts, and it's like you can see that he like took a breath, and then the game ends. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole quote unquote Shepard lives ending.
Interesting.
That's by the way, that's the only choice. If you want Shepard to survive, that's the only
choice.
Option.
Yeah, because all the other ones
kill him.
Yeah. So my Shepard died. Care to take another guess which choice I made?
The middle green one.
You are 100% correct, sir.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. I chose the synthesis.
Synthesis, thank you.
Yes, which honestly made the most sense. I
your
understand.
Mind.
Yes, in my mind, yes. I understand. Also, from what like from the story that the boy was saying, and like the history of like why the Reapers do what they do, and the point that he made about like synthetic life versus organic life, I thought made a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so I feel like synthesis makes the most sense. He also said, like, if you choose to kill, like, here's your choice, choose to kill all synthetic life. He's like, you're also synthetic, so it's like you're
gonna die too.
Yeah. I was like, all right, since I'm already dying, but there's no point in killing. Like, I literally saved the fucking Geth just to kill him again. Like,
that's why it hurts me. That's why it hurts me every time I make that decision. It hurts me. But
yeah, it's just like why, like, yeah. I was just like, God damn.
Another reason is the Indoctrination Theory. I can't do it justice. I suggest you go on YouTube and check it out when you get the chance. I was talking to Henry about this not too long ago on Twitch. But the Indoctrination Theory, make it short, is Shepard has been indoctrinated since the first game.
Oh, interesting.
And throughout the thing, all the visions and everything, it's like he's basically trying to fight off the indoctrination. And do you remember in the beginning of Mass Effect 3 where you see the little kid that's like running around, and then he gets on a thing? Yes. If you notice throughout the game, Shepard keeps on having memories of this kid for some reason, and then that's the same little kid as a hologram, except when that kid is running around and everything, nobody but Shepard can see the kid.
Yes.
Only Shepard sees the kid. So at that point, there's a theory that kid is not real. That's the indoctrination trying to settle its way in. Even when he hops on the little ship or whatever, nobody helps this little boy up. He has to climb up there by himself. All his adults are just not ignoring him. So all that happens, and then at the very end is supposed to be the little boy is giving Shepard all these options to basically, hey, we're going to win no matter what. So you either... You leave the things the way they are, where you pick the Paragon option. You pick the synthesis, where, hey, you think you kill us, but at the end of the day, you're just one of us. You're just a Reaper, just like the rest of us. Or there's the other option.
Well, synthesis, you're not a Reaper.
In the Indoctrination Theory, it's just another. It's a different way to the same means at the end.
Yeah.
Like that's the way the theory is. Like I said, this is an old theory. I can't do it justice, but I don't know. It's a cool thing. If you get a chance, check it out.
What I like about it is the different types of choices they gave you. To the point where there's so much you can have so much discussion about such theories as this. Like, that's a cool theory. I like that.
But that's why people didn't like it. That's why it's controversial, because it was just like at the end of the day, people thought that Mass Effect was going to have a million different options, which it's impossible. You can't have these developers make a million different things. But people were just like, we made all these choices over the course of 3 games over this many years, and at the end we just pick red, blue, or green. That's stupid, and that's what pissed people off. There's more to the argument, but basically that's where it lies, and people are just like, we should have had more options, and that's why it's such a controversial, hated thing.
I don't know. I guess I don't get it. I enjoyed every second.
I enjoyed the ending too. I like it too.
I like it. The synthesis one, I don't know. It made the most sense to me because you pretty much everybody becomes integrated in the sense of they're part synthetic and organic. Like the organic beings evolve with synthetic parts or whatever or DNA, and the synthetics get DNA and become like part organic as well.
Yeah.
And then there's a balance,
Yeah,
and which makes a lot of sense, which is like really cool. But the other stuff also makes sense. I thought about doing the red and destroying them, but I was just like, I don't want to just fucking like kill everything.
The way I see it, they're synthetic. They were built once; they could be rebuilt again.
Yeah, I guess.
That's my.
But they're not
justification
just synthetic. Even the Geth, right? At some point, they became individuals because
Yeah, I know.
of the.
Would you say the same if they were humans, though? Humans.
Oh,
can
if they were humans, I would have
repopulate.
killed them faster.
Okay, I guess so. Never mind. Fucking psychopath.
But yeah, no, it was very fun playing those games. I can't wait to. I'll eventually go through them again, and this time when I go through them again, we'll have to do it on Twitch, where where you can guide me through it.
What's the next game you're gonna play?
Huh?
What's the next game you're gonna play?
I'm gonna play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Twitch stream it, and I'll be there.
Well, actually, I don't want you to guide me through this one.
I'm not going to guide you through it. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna talk shit.
Okay.
You play the game. I know how to shut up during cutscenes. Just play
Okay.
the game. I'll be your wingman.
All right. That sounds good. We can do that. All right. Let's jump into the main topic. Let's do this. Xbox, Microsoft has acquired. Damn.
He put his head down and pulled his head up, and he's wearing sunglasses.
Time to get serious.
Yeah.
If you're
real.
listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, I inquire you to please pause, go on YouTube, find this video, and watch this scene. Because
Oh
that
my
was
God.
impressive, sir.
That was impressive. Microsoft, Xbox has acquired Blizzard and Activision. Or Blizzard Activision. There's no
Activision Blizzard. I don't know why you're saying
Activision
that. It's
Blizzard.
throwing me off.
Whatever.
You got
Activision
this.
Blizzard. And when they did, Sony stock fell $20 billion, which is
did.
fucking ridiculous.
Sure did.
And then after that, Sony was like, we expect Xbox to have these games be multi-platform. And when I thought that, I was like, Xbox don't need to do shit, Sony.
Contractually, they do.
Well, for any game that's continuing,
That's the thing. We'll get
IPs,
into it, but yeah,
new
there's
IPs,
a whole thing
they
that
can
goes
say
into
fuck
it.
off. But yeah, so let's get into it. I don't think I have anything else to say about this, but for the biggest gamers on this podcast, being Dan and Rudy, what were your guys' initial thoughts when you saw this news break? Also, did they buy it for $70 billion, if I'm not mistaken?
68.7, round up to 69. Nice. Billion.
$69 billion.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
But yeah, my first reaction was holy shit.
Yeah.
Like the game industry just changed. The
Yes.
entire fucking industry just changed.
And this is the second time Xbox is doing this.
They
The one before
they
wasn't
acquired
as
Rare.
big.
They acquired Rare before that. They got Minecraft, which was insane. They bought Bethesda last year. They bought Activision Blizzard this year. Like it's been they've been buying stuff.
Yeah. No.
What
I'm
are
just
some-
saying,
what are
like,
some big titles
studio
that are,
wise, like Bethesda? Like they bought Bethesda last
Yeah.
year, and that was just like, oh my god, they're buying Bethesda.
Oh yeah, no,
and,
that was
and
crazy.
now it's just like Activision Blizzard. And it's like holy shit.
So
the only-
Activision,
the only-
Activision Blizzard, in terms of games, what it really comes down to that most people are talking about is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But they also have Overwatch, which is huge. World of Warcraft is under Blizzard,
What
so
are-
they have that.
What are some of like the big titles that that come to your mind when you heard about the deal?
For me, it was just StarCraft.
Like
It's
game
not even a big
titles?
title.
All the things I
Did
just
you
said:
guys-
Call of Duty, Overwatch.
Oh, those are that's it.
No, there's the list goes on. Tony Hawk, Crash, Bandicoot, hell, freaking Candy Crush.
Oh,
they own
damn.
Candy Crush.
Oh, wow.
Even it's like they own major titles, but
So
their
it's a
biggest
buttload of games.
yeah,
Like,
it's
actually good
yes,
games.
it is. But their big thing is Call of Duty. Like that's really what it comes down to. It's Call of Duty. Last year, if you look at the NPD numbers, not only the top two like games that made like the best sales were for the month of December, but for the entire year of 2021, number 1 and number 2 were both Call of Duty games for the entire year of 2021. So it's now that's gonna be owned by Xbox, but I don't know, like you said, Eslam, it looks like the games that are currently on PlayStation are most likely are going to stay on PlayStation as far as we know, but assuming that in the future other things might be exclusive to Xbox, we don't know yet. But Rudy, we got you on the podcast for this. I want to hear your opinion.
Some bullshit. I'll start off with that. No, you know, first thing I thought about. Well, my phone was going crazy because all the boys in the group chats were just talking about this.
I even texted you.
Yeah, Dan texted me. It was, but you know, like when I saw the acquisition, I was in shock, just like everybody else. I'm not surprised, more so because when Microsoft bought Bethesda, they've made it clear that this is something they're gonna do. Activision Blizzard for $70 billion is a very big acquisition. First thing I thought was, how does this not create a monopoly? In all reality, I mean, there's still a good chance that the deal could get canceled. I don't think it's going to, but there's always a chance based on a monopoly. I doubt it will, though.
They don't do that no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
They don't care about monopolies.
It's gonna go through, man.
and then the next thing.
Look at Amazon.
Yeah, and
like
that's the thing. Like the thing that came to my mind was like, you know, my mind instantly shifted to, okay, it's official now. Like Xbox is official. I told Dan, I was like, Xbox is officially just trying, or is the Netflix of video games, right? Like they are gonna be everything. They're gonna be everything that GameFly wanted to try and be and failed to be. Now they're gonna own a huge catalog of games that they won, and they're just gonna corner a market related to it. When I think about the acquisition, I think about the type of titles that are in there. You know, Call of Duty's the main one that stands out. Warcraft is there, and you have StarCraft and a lot of things. A lot of things that I think they're going to change, or you're going to see a lot of these main PC games like World of Warcraft, they're going to end up being on console. It's inevitable at this point. When I think of Call of Duty, right now everything is under contractual agreements as far as everything that it's set to be coming up probably for the next couple of years. The deal isn't set to close until about 2024 officially. So most Call of Duty games and games under Activision and Blizzard are probably going to be multi-platform until that deal closes. Go ahead, Dan.
Just want to jump in real quick. So the deal is supposedly going to close during the end of Microsoft's fiscal year, which is going to more or less be around June 2023.
Yeah. So 2023, 2024, around that time. What I'm expecting, because everyone's thinking, oh, well, Call of Duty's got to stay multi-platform. Whatever. I don't think it obviously isn't. You don't spend that much money to just keep games where they are. What I will say is my argument for Call of Duty will be a two-part thing, right? We've seen Call of Duty bounce games back-to-back years on different platforms. I'll say that Activision Blizzard will do a monetization of microtransactions with the Battle Royale for multi-platform, right? Like the way Fortnite is, so they can consistently keep a level of revenue coming in. But they're also probably going to make an additional Call of Duty maybe every other year, and they're just going to keep that completely on Xbox.
Like Assassin's Creed style.
Exactly.
Call of Duty now.
Exactly. Because
that's what I think.
Because it's even though they spent $70 billion to buy these companies, you know, Call of Duty collected $3 billion in 1 year as far as revenue is concerned. Most of that revenue comes from microtransactions. So if Microsoft's trying to build back their money from this acquisition, let's say they only focused on Call of Duty, it would still take 10 years to get 30 billion of the 70 billion back from Call of Duty. And that's if you have it on multi-platform. So they're not stupid in their attempts. They're going, in my opinion, they can keep Call of Duty on Xbox if they want. But I think from a monetization standpoint and microtransaction, I think it'll fall in the same realm that Minecraft is. Which Minecraft is on both platforms. It's on everything. It's on everything. So I think certain things they're definitely going to keep on.
I mean, they could easily keep it. They could easily put it on PlayStation and always just be like, "Hey, Call of Duty is everywhere," but you don't have to pay the extra $70 to play it on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they could just as easily do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
one of the other things I want to talk about is one of the reasons this acquisition came into play is Bobby Kotick. The whole Bobby Kotick story has been insane. We haven't talked about it too much on this podcast. I think we brought it up maybe once. For those of you who don't know, Bobby Kotick has been in the news for pretty much all last year. Dude's just a bad guy. He's the head of Activision Blizzard, accused of the whole, like, threatening a woman who was going to try to sue Activision Blizzard for rape allegations for another employee that he was trying to protect. There's a voicemail, apparently, of him threatening to kill this woman. Jeffrey Epstein, that's the guy's name, the guy that was all over in the news. He has a little black book. Bobby Kotick's name's in that book. So Bobby Kotick is all around just not a great guy, and people have been wanting for him to leave. Activision Blizzard staff have been trying to get into unions because of this. Lawyers are trying to stop them. People have done walkouts. It's all this big thing. And about a week, maybe 1 week ago, somebody interviewed Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, and was just like, hey, so how do you feel about this whole Activision Bobby Kotick stuff going on? And then all he said was, we're going to look forward into how we're going to further work with Activision. 1 week later, he announces that he's buying the fucking company.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And he's like, all right, bye, Bobby.
Well, that's the thing. So rumor has it that Bobby Kotick, he's probably going to stay in until everything goes through, and then he's going to leave. Sad truth is, he's probably going to leave with a shit ton of money.
Of course.
Which, what a surprise.
He's the CEO.
Exactly. What a surprise. That's
it's
what
in his
happens.
contract. It is what it is.
Another story that came up is Bobby Kotick stated that not only was Microsoft the only people in talks of buying Activision Blizzard, he was thinking about going to EA. There was apparently talks about EA trying to acquire them. Now imagine Battlefield and Call of Duty under the same brand. That'd be insane. And another thing is there's been so much news and all this crap about Bobby Kotick that apparently he was thinking about buying PC Magazine or Kotaku. The news industries that are talking so much shit about him, he was going to buy them. That's some Lex Luthor type of shit.
No, it's Jeff Bezos type of shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like...
Because I think he bought the Washington Post, which was talking so
like
much
that.
shit.
It was like, you talk about me, I'm going to own you. Like,
yeah, and now they just do like nice pieces about him.
So,
which is hilarious.
But yeah, so another thing is with this acquisition going through, it looks like Microsoft is now going to be the third largest gaming company in terms of revenue behind Tencent and Sony. Which is crazy that they're still behind Sony with this. But they are. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I still don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest with you. We have to wait and see, in my opinion.
I think inevitably it's going to be a good thing. I mean, like when you look at it this way, right? Aside from the stuff that's coming out with Bobby Kotick and everything like that, you know, I feel like this gives developers that have worked under Activision and Bethesda an opportunity to kind of spread their wings, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot, and I'm going to look at it from this perspective, right? Halo in and of itself is a Microsoft product. Halo, when it does come out, is a direct competitor with Call of Duty. Halo right now has got a big hype. Halo Infinite just came out, and you know it's got some hype on it. But as a player who plays it a lot, I know that I'm very big into the community of it, and people are hating the game right now. It's just becoming repetitious. It's becoming dull. The developers are not changing things they need to, right? And
The lack of different types of maps, I hear.
Exactly. It's maps. It's things in the game. It's just repetitive at this point. You know, there's not that much of a change to it. But you're talking about Halo being a direct competitor of Call of Duty when now, in a sense, you almost cannibalize Halo if Call of Duty, if it doesn't work out, you go, okay, we're done with Halo, we move on. Call of Duty's still there, we do what we want. But you can also take developers that have worked on Call of Duty and the Call of Duty franchise to even boost the quality of Halo, or vice versa. You know what I mean? And then you have people who have developed the Crash Bandicoot games, Spyro, all of these games that
Toys for Bob, I believe is their name.
Yeah, Toys for Bob. Like you have these developers within the company that can finally do other things, and that was a big gripe against it. Also, is that you have these developers who do Call of Duty every day, like all the time. That's all they do. They want to do other stuff, and they can't. And Phil Spencer's known for supporting his developers and giving them opportunities to grow, because in all reality, the more content they make, the different types of games they make, the more value Game Pass is going to be in the long run, and the more valuable Microsoft's going to be in the long run. Is it a big?
Creatively, I agree. It is going to be better creatively in terms of the industry and the business. Like you already talk about monopolization and stuff like that. It's already bad enough that we look at Disney owning everything and Amazon owning everything else. Now, in terms of video games, it's looking like Microsoft's be the same way. You can't help but look at, like, are they going to be our new gaming corporate overlords? Like, it's a little crazy when you think about it, but I don't know. The thing I like about it One, Bobby Kotick is going to be out of the picture, so that's good. Granted, he's going to get a lot of money, but whatever. We're going to have somebody, Phil Spencer. We call him Good Guy Phil. That's Uncle Phil. He's going to be running. He's going to be running this, which is great. But what happens in a couple years when Uncle Phil retires, and who takes over? Is that person going to be in the same standards as Uncle Phil as Phil Spencer?
You gonna let Carlton in the building? You gonna let Carlton run the house? I don't know.
He's making the new Call of Duty. But that's the only thing. Creatively, I agree with you 100%. I think it's going to be a great thing. Seeing the developers who just worked as secondary studios that worked on Call of Duty, letting them potentially have the chance to go out, be creative, and create other things that they want to make instead of doing another Call of Duty clone, that's awesome. But I want to ask you, what does this mean for Sony with PlayStation?
You're asking me?
I
mean, I think honestly, it's gonna be a weird mix, right? Like, obviously, whatever contractual agreement, Sony's gonna be fine for the next couple of years, right? But it also, because they're okay for contracts for a couple of years, it also gives Sony some leverage to figure out what they need to do in the long run, right? I made a comment to Johnny, because Johnny was just shitting on this. He's like, PlayStation's dead, yada yada. He's a big Xbox fan.
Likes PlayStation style games, but is an Xbox fan.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, like, I like, he's telling me all this shit. I'm like, you don't play any of the games that is an Activision Blizzard. Like, he's like, I've played Crash, I've played Spiral. Yeah, I'm like, you played them, so have I, and you moved on. You don't play Call of Duty religiously. You don't play World of Warcraft. Like, it's not even a big impact to you. But what I said was, if Netflix, we live in a world where Netflix is humongous, but then you have Disney Plus, we have HBO Max, we have Hulu. So it's not inevitable that Sony will make their own acquisitions and build their own brand and their own level of quality, that they still are relevant. Let Microsoft have all that. What we've also seen from Netflix is that they have a shit ton of content, and then they cancel shows left and right because it doesn't work well. So sure, Microsoft can buy all this and they can spend all their money, and then when games don't pan out, they're just going to drop ship and they're going to be like, okay, on to the next project, when people might love that. You know what I mean? What I'm hoping, anything is possible. What I think is inevitable, and what we will see, is that Sony can't sit down and sit on their hands on this, right? This is another major acquisition, and if Sony doesn't make those moves to make their own acquisitions and build their own level of quality in their own catalog, then it's when it begins to suffer, because other major companies are going to see that $70 billion and they're going to be like, well, I want to get bought, we want to sell, and like, what I would hate to live in a world where Microsoft buys EA. Like, if Microsoft buys EA, you're taking all the sports franchises, but you're taking like so many major titles at that point.
But do you think EA would sell? Because I feel like EA makes more than $70 billion.
Nobody thought Activision.
I didn't think Activision was going to sell. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but the thing is, a lot of people have been talking about EA and Ubisoft. The crazy thing is, Microsoft already has them. Just they got them without buying them. Yeah. Hey, you like EA? EA Plus, it's a part of Game Pass. Ubisoft just talked about, I think last month, there's going to be a deal where they're going to be part of like Xbox ecosystem. Xbox already got them without having to buy them. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to buy you or you're going to partner with us. Yeah. But one thing that I think in terms of Sony, and I would love to take credit for this, but I can't. I got to give it to Jeff Grubb. If PlayStation were to do what Xbox wants, because Xbox wants to put Game Pass on everything. If PlayStation were to be like, okay, let's make a deal. We're going to allow Game Pass on PS5. Then you have access to all of the Game Pass games, plus all the PlayStation games. And the only place you could play all those games is on PlayStation. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Yeah. And I can see Xbox agreeing to that deal, because it's still a percentage at the end of the day. At this point, Xbox, I mean, at this point, Microsoft,
it's not about a box. It's about their ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. You could play that shit on a toaster and they'd be happy with you. They don't give a shit about it. It's about their ecosystem and getting that monthly revenue and I think, honestly, more than that, my main focus at the beginning of everything was that, they care about subscriptions. When in reality, it has nothing to do with subscriptions. Subscriptions gives you access, but now I can see that the future is microtransactions. It's always going to be microtransactions. If they can get your subscription on anything, on a fucking toaster, on Amazon, whatever it is, it's just another platform that they can get you to buy a $2 skin, a $5 hat, whatever it is that they're constantly going to get revenue from. And the way you get the most money is by putting it on the most levels of platform. That's why Microsoft at this point is kind of pissed that they weren't able to put Game Pass on iOS. They wanted to put Game Pass on iOS because they know, even if I cut Apple that check for however much, we're still going to get constant levels of revenue coming through. And I think inevitably that will happen too, but Apple's holding its ground as far as how much the percentages that they're willing to take, and whenever that changes, it'll change. But if you're willing to put it on iOS, I'm pretty sure you'd be willing to put it on.
But they're asking for too much money.
Well, remember the whole Epic and Apple the feud. Like Xbox was
Because
supporting
Apple
Epic
wanted
in
a
that
piece of the microtransactions, right? Within
they
the game.
wanted a major percentage of overall sales. I think.
What it was Apple. I only know this because I'm an Apple guy too. Was that Apple was cool with the idea of putting Game Pass on iOS, but only at the point of every game had to be monetized in and of itself. So it wasn't that Apple was going to get just a 30% cut of the subscription services. They were going to get a 30% cut of every single game that would be able to be purchased. So it was like, you can have Game Pass on our platform, but every single game on Game Pass has to be able to be purchased on iOS. So in the event that they want, like very similar to iTunes, right? You can go buy a whole album and Apple's going to get a percentage off of that. Or you can buy individual songs and Apple's going to get a percentage off. So they were like, we're going to get a percentage off of your subscription service, and we're going to get 30% off of every game if people choose to buy the game on the platform rather than just doing the Game Pass. And that was something that I don't think Xbox agreed to or doesn't like the idea, or it's just not really in their plans with how Game Pass works either. So it probably was more work than they wanted to do. Yeah, it's a lot. But like I said, I think I'm more excited because I gotta believe, like I said, Sony's not gonna sit down. Sony has shown they're not gonna sit down. So and every acquisition that they make just makes them and the quality of the games and what's to be expected from them bigger, right? The one thing we've known from Sony is that whether they partner, whether they buy, whatever it is, they put so much care and quality into the game, right? I care more about quality than quantity. There's a shit ton of stuff on Game Pass that people don't even look at, that people don't even play. But when Sony drops something, even if it's bad, people pick it up. Like Days Gone did not get the best best representation, and didn't get the best fan base, but it made a shit ton of money, and it gave more reason to go back to Sony. So it's just, I care about the quality that comes with it, and the more the things that they purchase, then it's just going to be that much. But like I want to just see that, like I would love to see that Sony purchases Konami and just brings back so many titles from the past. That's what everybody wants to see. That's the dream. That's the dream. That's the dream right there.
I don't know if it's ever going to happen because Konami makes too much money off of pachinko money. Like, do they really need it?
They can just sell off their game division.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, instead of buying Konami, just be like, yo, let me buy Silent Hill. Like, let me buy Metal Gear. Like,
Metal Gear.
Like, just sell me that, But you got Konami. I mean, there's still a couple people out there.
What if
like
they bought
Ubisoft,
what if they bought Capcom? What if they just straight up bought Capcom?
That'd be insane,
right?
That'd be insane if they bought Capcom. I'm surprised Xbox still hasn't made a move for NetherRealm. I just feel like that just makes so much sense. They already got Mortal Kombat 11 on Game Pass. I'm surprised they haven't tried to get NetherRealm at all. That way they have access to what's the DC one? The DC fighting game.
Oh, DC.
Injustice.
Injustice. Look at him. He's a gamer now. Injustice. That'd be crazy. But no, Konami, that would be insane. I would love to see it, but I'm still telling you, man. If PlayStation just be like, yo, just give us Game Pass. It's cool. Just give us Game Pass. I feel like everybody would win, and Nintendo's going to continue to succeed because they're Nintendo.
Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. Oh my god!
It is pretty crazy. But like you said, Eslam, you would think that EA wouldn't sell, but I never thought Activision would. $70 billion. Like honestly, everyone thought that, what was it? I think it was $3 billion, Dan, that they bought Bethesda for. Everybody thought that was a lot of money.
It was $7.
Everybody thought $7 billion was a lot of money to purchase a video game company.
Yeah.
And then here we are, 10 times that, buying this.
But I feel like with the games you guys have said from like Activision and Blizzard, like, okay, so you got World of Warcraft, you got like Call of Duty, and you know what I mean? But then with EA, you have yearly basis of...
It's their sports titles with EA.
It's sports titles that everybody buys no matter what. Like, there's a lot of sports fans out there that love to play these games, and they buy the new one every single year, even though it's the same exact game.
It's the same thing as Call of Duty, just sports.
Yeah. But in the sense of you have that, plus EA has like some of the Star Wars games and stuff like that. They have a little bit of variety, and then I feel like with that, it's just like they're like, we make enough money. Selling it isn't really, just making that one big lump sum of money isn't in our best interest because we make more money in the long run just by what we do. I don't feel like Activision Blizzard makes the same type of money that EA does based on just their games. Maybe on Call of Duty, like you said, with the microtransactions, but that's just the one franchise. Like they have like basketball,
Yeah, but Call of Duty's
football.
huge, dude.
No, I get that, but they're not big. It's not bigger than sports.
I don't think it's the
You know what I
diversity.
mean?
I think like it's like you said. I think
It's a difference. Like the big money makers for EA, or let's be real, it's Madden and FIFA.
Yeah,
That's it.
and NBA 2K.
And Battlefield.
That's not EA.
I say Battlefield.
Oh, really? That's not EA?
No,
I
it's
thought
not
NBA
EA.
was.
NBA Live is EA. Battlefield, I guess, but it's not on the same level as EA as FIFA and Madden.
Yeah, of course. That's what I mean, though, right? Everything is about monetization and things of that nature. So I look at games that you can constantly get levels of revenue, right? But one thing I'll say this, right? Like let's say it was in the cards for for Sony to buy EA or Sony to buy NetherRealms or whatever it is, right? The big detriment is that this agreement right here between Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft just increases the value of all the other companies now, because
That's why their stocks went up.
and that's the thing, and the issue becomes how much money can Sony afford to buy companies for, right? Sony's pockets are not going to be as big as Microsoft's, but the big issue here is that let's say they were in talks to buy EA, or let's say whatever it was, right, and they were coming to a good agreement, and then you just see Activision get bought for $70 billion. Now I could be like, now if I want to go get bought, I'll go get bought by Microsoft because they're just going to pay me more, right? At the end of the day, these companies don't give a shit about who's buying them at that point. They just care about getting the most money at that point.
Yeah.
That's why even
With that being
smaller.
said, though, I'm with Eslam though. I don't see EA specifically. I don't see that.
Oh
as a
yeah,
bot.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like they're a powerhouse of their own, where they're just like, no.
Well, it's
Like,
not only that. Like they already have the agreement in place with Xbox. Like Xbox already benefits from having them on their content without having to buy them. Same with Ubisoft, and Ubisoft fought
and
off
then
the
they can,
Vivendi for
and
years.
then they can still sell to PlayStation.
Exactly. So they can
it's
they can make money everywhere.
Yeah.
But I would
And I
say,
think
if anything, I would look at the smaller ones. I would look at the WB studios; those could be bought. I would look at Konami, like you said, Rudy; those could be bought.
I got
Like,
an article. I got an article right here that says, and this is the title of the article: Sony just got sucker punched, but here's how PlayStation could bounce back. Top 8 companies Sony would benefit from buying. You've got Quantic Dream. You've got, and they're the people that made Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human,
They're making that new Star Wars game.
Star Wars game. You got Supermassive Games, which made Until Dawn.
The Dark Pictures anthology.
Yep. You've got Platinum Games. Platinum Games made Nier, Bayonetta, A
I
Strange
thought Platinum
Chain.
was under Sega. No,
I don't know. It says it's by
I guess
itself.
not. Okay.
Capcom's another one that I was looking at. That's what I'm saying. Like, Capcom would be a crazy one because not only you get all the Resident Evil franchises, you get Monster Hunter, you get Street Fighter, you get all of that stuff underneath it. Konami IP is under that one. Sega in and of itself is under it as its own thing, Dan. So I guess it was either the same or it's separated.
Yeah.
The Sega has a market cap hovering about 3.6 billion. So it's very possible Sony has the money to purchase it, as well as it being, in that area of cultural understanding between them.
And Xbox has been working with Sega a lot. They got all the Yakuzas on Game Pass and everything.
Yep.
They've been working on a partnership with Sega, so that could inevitably happen.
Another one is Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
Dark Souls, Ace Combat, Dragon Ball, Tekken, Soul Calibur. That falls into that category. And then number 1 would be Square Enix.
That's the big one. That's the one where, as much as I want to see Konami go to PlayStation, if they have to pick someone, I would pick Square Enix. Also, is From Software its own thing?
Let me check.
Because From Software is a bit like they are now coming out with Elden Ring. They've been coming out with all these other games. They already have a partnership with PlayStation in the past with Bloodborne. And Sekiro was Game of the Year, 2-3 years ago? So it's like From Software is another big contender too. But
Yeah.
they seem more likely to work with Sony than Microsoft. Another thing I want to mention is if you notice all the companies that have been bought out are Western companies. Yep. The ones that are still out there are all Japanese.
Yep.
Sony also Japanese. So I don't know if it's a different cultural type thing as well.
I think it is. I think
look at Microsoft. Activision is a Western company. Bethesda is a Western company.
It's definitely a cultural thing, and it's also just an understanding between those companies, right? Like in my opinion, right? I'll just be very honest. I think companies like Square Enix that put Final Fantasy 2 Raider, Kingdom Hearts on multi-platform, do it more out of necessity than want. Because on the Eastern Coast like that, Xbox is really not that big. Like, people have Xboxes out there, but it's never at the level that Nintendo or Sony is. So,
They used to be called DVD players that also played video games.
Yeah,
back in the day,
exactly.
back in Japan.
Exactly. So it's really, I think it is a cultural thing, and it's like Dan said, everything being purchased out is out here west, and all the companies I just named are pretty much based in the east like that. So
In Japan, yeah.
it would be awesome, honestly, for that to happen. I also think though I can't imagine Sony buying Capcom or Square Enix to keep it on their own platform. They would be smart, like not that the Xbox isn't smart, but I think because of how deep their pockets aren't, they would be smart enough to be like, okay, we bought Square Enix, but Final Fantasy's got to stay multi-platform. Maybe Kingdom Hearts stays on their own. Tomb Raider's got to stay. Actually, Tomb Raider might stay on their own. They'd be smart enough not to put certain things on multi-platform and certain things to be by themselves.
Well, they already worked out deals with a lot of these companies to just like,
That's
hey, you
thing.
just develop first-party games for us, but we don't need to own you.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and that's how they tested out a lot of stuff, like Returnal.
Yep.
I can't remember who made Returnal, but before they were bought out, like they weren't owned by PlayStation.
Yeah, it's escaping me right now.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name.
But they've done many games with them. Housemarque,
yes, and same thing with Sucker Punch. It's like, hey, we're gonna work out deals. You're gonna work with us, and then Sucker Punch just knocked it out the park too many times. They're like, fuck it, we're buying you.
Yeah,
you're too damn good.
And I think that
You
those
know?
relationships are really what help, honestly, in all reality. And like right now with the Souls game, like Demon Souls, the remake that was just done, like that is yet again another partnership that just shows the relationship between. What's Hideo Kojima's, like him doing stuff with Sony in and of himself, that shows that. Do I think Hideo would want? I mean, let's be very honest. Hideo just went by himself, so do I think he'd want to sell his company like that? Probably not, because he probably is glad to be by himself.
I mean, he's trying to make a movie.
Exactly, yeah. But if he did, then he probably would lean towards Sony's way, though. It'll be interesting.
Yo, imagine they buy Konami, and they're like, yo, Hideo, we got it for you. We did it. You could do it now. You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Where's Norman Reedus? Go get him. Where's Jeff Keighley? Bring in Jeff Keighley.
It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'll be very honest. Like, the funny thing about these type of acquisitions also, and I honestly believe it was that when Xbox announced its acquisition of Bethesda, I almost feel like it expedited the process of Sony buying Housemarque and Insomniac and things like that. Maybe they were on the fence about it. Maybe they were slowing their transitions or whatever it is. But I feel like that just ramped up everything as far as their acquisitions. And I feel like this, in and of itself, is going to have to. Because like you said, they just lost $20 billion in their stock. And stock investors be like, yo, they're buying shit. You better buy shit. Let's get it going because we want our money back. Like, it's just what's going to happen.
With that being said, I bought partial stock in Sony because obviously it's going to go up again.
It's
fucking Sony. They
It
make
definitely-
the greatest games in the world. I'm not saying people should go buy that. I'm not an investor. I don't give
You
investing advice.
should go buy it. Keep the dream alive.
Sony don't need no help. Big Daddy Dick, you know it. But I'm not too concerned about PlayStation. One thing that I've talked about myself with a couple other people, just one friend from work that I used to work with.
I was going to say, you working?
So Sony now, if Call of Duty is gone, the lack of a shooter, they don't have any big shooter. But then again, you look at stuff like Fortnite is gonna stay everywhere, and Apex Legends is another one too. Yep. So there's that. And I just saw a trailer for some other game called Leap or something like that. That it looks like it's a shooter, and it was a PlayStation trailer thing came out. You know me with shooters, I can give a damn about shooters. I prefer if Sony just didn't. If they just said it's a stupid genre, we want nothing to do with it, and we're not going to make Last of Us Factions.
You burning hell.
I'd be all for that.
Burning hell. I'm waiting on Last of Us Factions. The world is waiting on Last of Us Factions.
You keep waiting. Sir.
If they made a Last of Us Battle Royale, I might try it. But it's like I said, though, Dan.
And I'm going to try it, too, and it's not going to be good.
It's like I said, though. I honestly think at this point it's more about constant streams of revenue, right? We've already heard rumors and through the news that Sony is already planning on making a Xbox Game Pass competitor. Like that's inevitable.
Spartacus. Yep.
Spartacus?
It's Project Spartacus.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Didn't know that. But yeah, so I'm saying like it's inevitable. But Sony is aware that everything comes through microtransactions. Like and it's just what's gonna be. And the problem is like I was literally thinking about it to myself. I'm like, we're gonna live in a fucking world where things are gonna cost $10, $15, $20 in a video game because at Netflix's fucking prices just went up. Like they got you by the balls, and they're like, you're not leaving us, so we're gonna raise the prices. So microtransactions, instead of paying $1 for a hat, it's gonna be $5, $6, $10. And you're going to be like, fuck, what am I going to do? That's what I want.
Honestly, the problem is people keep doing that. People didn't buy First off, it's shooters that fucking do it, and shooters are stupid. Stop playing shooters, stop making shooters, and don't buy microtransactions. It's that simple. That fucking simple.
That's how we save the world. I'm trying to think, who owns Fallout, guys, Dan? Do you know?
Fallout is Bethesda.
Fallout guys?
Oh, I'm sorry. Fall Guys?
Fall Guys, my Fallout guys. Yeah.
Fallout Guys.
Fallout
Fall
Guys
is now Epic. Epic bought it last year, I believe.
Oh wow,
Or the year
that was
before.
another one I was thinking about. But Epic is that. Epic
Epic is coming. Out of
Epic
fucking
is
nowhere.
one if you want to talk about a company that I
They
don't
buy
think will
Rocket
ever
League.
sell, I don't think Epic will ever sell because they are a company. They were ahead of the curve. They are strictly buying games that have nothing
They're gonna
but
buy people. They're
microtransactions.
gonna start buying fucking people.
Yeah. This talk hurts my soul every time. But Sony will come back. They're not worried about it. They got Horizon on the way. They're like the Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Popeyes
insult them. Don't
Popeyes
insult
comes out. Popeyes thinks they the shit with these chicken sandwiches. And you know what Chick-fil-A did? Went to Twitter and said, "Huh, look like a regular day at the office, bitch." And then they started showing photos of their drive-thru. And then it was over.
Chick-fil-A can go fuck itself, sir. I don't know if
Yes,
you've
it
had
does.
Bojangles, but Bojangles is amazing. It's the best
I
goddamn
don't know about
chicken place there
Bojangles,
is.
but Popeye's chicken sandwich is 10 times better than fucking Chick-fil-A any day of the week.
Well, I had the
Those
Bojangles.
little ass garbage sandwiches. Fuck out of here.
So
I don't give a damn how long their drive-through lines are.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna
They're
ask.
eating garbage.
I'm gonna ask you this, right? My question to you guys, because I'm curious what your comparison would be, right? Xbox Game Pass and everything Microsoft is trying to do, right? What would you compare that to, or what company would that be from a streaming platform sense? Like, what would you say that Xbox is the what of streaming platforms? Netflix, HBO Max, Disney, Hulu.
Say Disney.
Disney?
Just because they're buying everything. Like, Disney has Hulu. Disney's just like, they have a bunch of shit on there that nobody watches. But you want the good shit, you go to, like, Netflix. You go to HBO Max. They have, like, the more quality, higher quality, like, shows, right? Like, what's on Disney?
Simpsons.
Right. Okay. What's on Disney?
Talk about show-wise, like The Mandalorian,
It's the best fucking
Hawkeye.
shit they got out
What's
there.
on
You know I'm
Disney?
right.
What's on Disney?
Simpsons.
Okay, who gives a fuck?
That's
What's
the
on
best
Disney?
show that they have.
I'm so confused. He keeps asking the question and then
Because
says,
there's
"Fuck the
nothing on
Simpsons."
Disney that's like, I'm not getting Disney Channel just for The Simpsons. I'm sorry, like,
Dude,
I'm
I
sure The
I
Simpsons is
legit
the
watched
best.
that for the Simpsons.
No,
He said, "What's on Disney? Simpsons." No. What's on Disney? like you're
yeah, because I'm just like Simpsons ain't shit. Like, but that's my opinion, and it's just like Netflix has bunch of shows that are fantastic. HBO Max has a bunch of shows that are fantastic. Also, you're having the merger of Discovery and Warner, just so they can compete even more with their catalogs with Disney and Netflix, right? So it's just it right now. Streaming wars is about how much you have, not the quality. But at the end of the day, HBO and Disney have more quality shows than HBO and Netflix have more quality shows than Disney, right? Disney's selling point right now is their Star Wars shows or their Marvel shows, right? Which both kind of suck at certain points. So
Well, if you look at
It's
the
just-
average person, they're on par with everybody else. I agree
Sure.
with you. I agree with you.
sure.
But the average person looks at that
just
stuff, they're like, oh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, because the average person's okay just with like explosions and actions and like some CGI and they're good with it. Story wise, they're not comparing to shows that are on like HBO Max or like HBO and I'm not talking just about like I'm not saying HBO just because it has like DC stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even talking about the DC stuff.
Like
I'm talking
Westworld,
about
like Game of Thrones.
Westworld,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, like the new House of Dragons is coming out. Raised by Wolves. Like there's just HBO, just Euphoria. They just make phenomenal shows with great storylines. Netflix, you have
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. You have what's the
Stranger Things.
Thank you, Stranger Things, Witcher. Even Amazon Prime has better shows than fucking Disney. You got Invincible. You got The Boys. You got Lord of the Rings is coming out. I'm sure it's gonna be great. You had The Expanse. Like it's just
That Wheel of Time was pretty good on Amazon.
yeah. So like
Netflix also has Seinfeld.
okay.
They have Squid Games too.
You got choked up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so I just Xbox is like Disney to me, like you said before. They have a shit ton of games on there that no one even looks at, and then everybody goes in for like certain titles. So with this acquisition again, like I asked before, like Activision Blizzard doesn't have like those. They have Call of Duty, and they have World of Warcraft, which has a huge following, but like it's not mainstream, right? Like the average gamer isn't gonna go in and play World of Warcraft because it just takes so much time and energy. Well, if you have a PC, you can just go on.
No, World of Warcraft ain't what it used to be.
But go back to the question, though, right? Though, Eslam. So you said that Microsoft to you, Disney, and then what would be PlayStation?
PlayStation will be either like a Netflix or HBO.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'd probably.
they have more their games
quality.
are just like look at their games. Come on, man. You got Horizon. You have Last of Us. You have
God of War.
Days
like
Gone, Returnal.
I'll say Days Gone. Take that shit out.
Stupid fucking name, but okay. It is. They just have so many like quality story games that is just I don't know, it's kind of hard to compete with. Like I jump on Xbox every now and then to like play shit that I want to play for free on their Game Pass because I already pay for the Game Pass. So it's just like, but if I didn't have that choice, I would just get on a PlayStation.
See, my thing is I don't know if I compare it to any of those streaming services. You're right, the quality of PlayStation is not on Xbox. I agree with you 100%. But it's one of those things where if somebody who's not a gamer and wants to get into video games and asks me, hey, what should I play? I love PlayStation games overall. I prefer most PlayStation games. But if I'm telling that person, like, hey, if you want to get games, like, there's a very good chance I'm going to suggest they do an Xbox instead of a PlayStation because of Game Pass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of Game Pass and Xbox. But let's be real. At the end of the day, Xbox isn't all. It's all about Game Pass now. It might as well just be called Game Pass.
Xbox is your initiation into video games, which is what happened to me. Right? I started.
That's
off
what
with
it's
an Xbox.
become. Yeah.
I did it for the Game Pass because I didn't have a lot of money to just keep buying video games.
Best deal in gaming.
And then once I started playing video games, I'm like, okay, these are kind of boring. I need something with a little bit more, oomph. I started playing Last of Us. Once I played Last of Us, it was over.
You knew?
Yeah, no, like it was over.
Mm-hmm.
Like Xbox was just like, all right, you're cute, you're there.
The thing is, Xbox has the potential to get there.
It does,
and that's the thing. Like, I would love to see it get there.
Lock it down for some reason.
It's they're hey man, they just got Bethesda. But Bethesda is that. Now, I know, Rudy, in the past, you've said you're not a Bethesda guy. You always said that they look like PC games. You don't like PC games. I don't know if you still have that stance. But a lot of people look at Bethesda. They look at Skyrim and Oblivion and Fallout and whatever the fuck
I love
else
Elder Scrolls.
Exactly. And you look at Bethesda, and it's just like they have these great games. Like, Xbox acquiring them is one step in the right direction. Now, them getting these, like you said earlier, these Call of Duty developers, but you have like this, I wouldn't say sub, but like the ones who don't work on the main games, but they help out, like Toys for Bob and stuff like that. give them the opportunity. Hey, you don't want to work on Call of Duty? Work on your passion project. Let me see what you got. Because these people are tired of working on fucking Call of Duty. You know that they want to work on something. Like, the potential is there. They just bought these studios. You got to give them time. Like,
oh no, I don't expect them to have shit like ready by tomorrow. I'm speaking of as of just right now.
Yeah, but that's why I like Game Pass.
In 10 years, it could all change.
Yeah, what I like about Game Pass though is I can turn it on and be like, "Hey, let me try something out," and I don't have to worry about, "Oh man, let me put down $60 in a game that's gonna suck." No, I already pay for Game Pass.
Dude,
let me go
I'm
out
never
there.
getting rid of Game Pass, just like I'm never getting rid of Netflix, no matter how much.
That's what it comes
Netflix
down to.
just raised their prices. Not getting rid of Netflix.
That's what it comes down to, and that's what Sony's gonna have to do too. That you're gonna have to suck it up. You're gonna have to make a platform very similar to Game Pass, where it's like, okay, they're cost efficient enough where I can have both, and it's not gonna bother me, right?
Yeah.
And to go to your point, right? I agree with you, Eslam. On to me as a comparative state, I look at Xbox as like a Disney Plus, and I look at Sony as like a HBO Max. And the reason why I say for Disney, right, is that this is my only fear with their acquisitions is that they have their own properties, right? Fable, Halo, all these things. You have Halo. Halo was shown a year ago, and it got trashed. This is your baby. This is your this is your game, and it was trashed. Here it is a year later, and the fans loved it for a month, and now it's getting trashed, and you don't have certain elements in it that you have announced that they're not coming out for 6 months. This game's been in development for 6 years. How is it that it's still not done? So I think that's the concern, right? And like even with Disney Plus, you guys are saying like, Boba Fett or whatever it is, or certain Disney things or Marvel. It's like damn, like they have these properties, but they also have the ability to fuck up these properties and the way that people feel about it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what Xbox does, but that's the thing, right? It's a beauty in Xbox buying it because it gets to be free for us, but let's hope the quality still stays there with these games that we love so much that get purchased.
I mean, we're not going to see that. We're not going to see what it could do until Starfield releases. Once Starfield releases, that's it. Because I always make fun of shooters. I just did it earlier. But let's be real, Rudy. Like you've always liked Halo.
Yep.
You take the best Halo, whatever fucking Halo it is, I don't know, and you compare that to a story, a narrative focused single player game. Does it hold up? 9 times out of 10, I'd say no. I know people like shooters and everything, but let's be real. The quality games are not shooters. So, and Xbox is big on that. They're big on shooters because that's where a lot of players are. There are people who buy one fucking console for 8 years and they'll only play Call of Duty on it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I
feel like those games serve a purpose in just I want to be brain dead. And like I don't want to think, I just want to relax,
which is okay. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's completely fine. And those games have like their therapeutic properties of just it's mindless
escapism.
Exactly. You can just jump in, do whatever. That's what I was doing with when I first started playing video games. That's what I was doing with Monster Hunter.
What I'm doing with Halo.
You know what I mean? But then it's just like, all right, after a while you get tired, and then you need something with a little bit more substance. You know what I mean? And it's just so I think it's important to have both games, but Xbox needs to jump on that horse and then just ride it right to get one of those single player story based games.
Hopefully it starts with Starfield, man.
Hopefully. Here's hoping. Listen, the more they succeed, the more we get better games. Yep. I want better games. That's it. That's all it is. We win at the end of this, right?
Yep.
So hopefully
see that, Rudy? You get the fuck out of New Jersey. This man became a gamer. Look at that.
I know. It's awesome.
Oh man.
But is there anything else? I feel like we talked to death on the.
I think we covered it all.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. You go.
No, I was just saying. I'm so excited about this acquisition. Honestly, we haven't had E3 in a while. Also, E3 got canceled. That's a news story. But this feels like what E3 used to be before the pandemic. Like the feelings that I got, it feels like it's E3 again. I haven't felt this in a long time. So it's like, oh my god, I was just like, I don't need any more video game news for the rest of the year. It's only fucking January and I'm already good. Like,
I know, right?
so I don't. I mean, major change. I guess this is my final thoughts. If that's what you want to.
Yeah, that's where I was heading to.
But yeah, those are my final thoughts. Like, I love video games. I love seeing stuff like this happen. Hopefully, it's for the better. Creatively, we all seem to think that it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Business-wise, we don't know yet. We'll see. But video games.
Business-wise, I'm sure it'll also.
Hopefully,
it'll happen. Yeah. Rudy, final thoughts?
You know, Sony was that beautiful girl with some intelligence. She had some good titties.
Here we go.
She had some good titties and a nice ass. And then you saw Xbox on the side, and she always had a fat ass and some big tits, but she wasn't the smartest. You know what I'm saying? And right now, she just bought some intelligence. But I'm still sticking with my old girl for now.
As much as I hate the comparison, I feel like it would have made more sense if you said she bought bigger titties. How do you buy intelligence?
I would have said she went to school.
Yeah,
you
you can buy intelligence. Then it's called going to school.
Yeah, but like, you could have just said she went to school and got smart.
She ain't good enough. She ain't good
I feel
enough
like
yet.
You've had this same exact final thought before, and this is why we kicked you out of New
the whole
Jersey.
girlfriend thing. Like,
Yes.
this definitely happened before. It's like
Hey,
his favorite.
hey, don't worry. My Sony girl going to get some. She's titties is coming. It might be one titty at a time.
Where's Jazz? Where's
but
Jazz
they're
going to
titties.
be at so she can show up and beat the shit out of you?
The next acquisition gonna be just like a little cup bigger. She got some B's. We're gonna get a C, and then another acquisition will be the other C. They coming.
Can't wait for Horizon.
What's your final thoughts?
I'm not the biggest gamer. I don't play Call of Duty anymore or any of those games really. I'm just curious to see what they do with Elder Scrolls, if anything. You know, that's the only game that like comes to mind that I've like recently played. I don't see myself getting back into Call of Duty or like.
The funny thing is, none of us play Call of Duty. None of us really give a shit about Call of Duty. It's just the industry, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't really affect me too much, but you know, I'm curious to see what Xbox does with this. Considering I have an Xbox, I don't know if that considers me an Xbox guy because I'm really not the biggest gamer. So you know, I'm just curious to see where it goes. You know, I'm just a spectator that's just I'm about to play on these stocks. You know, what if they try to do any crazy more stuff, like capitalize on that Sony drop?
Yeah. My final thoughts is I tried to play Black Ops once with my cousin's kids. They were like, "Hey, you want to play?" I was like, "Sure." It was Call of Duty Black Ops, and boy, I held the controller. Like the game started, I walked 2 steps, I died. I was like, "What? Where did I get shot from? Like what the fuck happened?" And I was like, "I'm done playing with this shit. You guys need to get The Last of Us.
Yep.
I'm out." And then I walked out the basement
Never
because I
saw
was
him
like.
again.
Yo, this shit was crazy.
I think that's the last one I played too. I don't know.
I was just like, that's the one with like where they were trying to kill a president, something like that.
I don't even know. I just never. I
Talked
put
to the wrong group.
I put the controller down and never looked back.
Whatever, bro. But I tried, and I was just like, I don't know what happened, and it was a fucking.
That's
mess,
how I
but-
play shooters.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for listening to Los Wise Guys podcast. If you like what you hear, follow us on social media, like, subscribe, share, rate, review. Go check out the Los Wise Guys website. Go check out our YouTube channel, new clips and videos going out every day. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for listening.
No, I'm saying.
Have a great week. Know what I'm saying?